Well, as time goes on, I talked to my medical doctor. She said, you know what, you could be in the beginning stages of menopause. I said, oh, okay. And, we just kind of brushed it over. We didn't really, lean into it. Because by this time, I'm like 47, around about 47, 47-ish, like that. And, in true fashion, my cycle had changed, but we didn't know anything about Perry at that time. Perry wasn't really, talked about. And if it was such a thing, he wasn't talked about. She, whatever you want to call it. He, I don't know. It was not talked about. The biggest thing we talked about was menopause. So, time is going on. And then one of the most embarrassing situations that happened with this was, remember, I'm trying to be incognito with this whole situation. A few people know what's going on, but most people do not know what's going on. And as a hairstylist, you got clients and whatnot, you talk to them and whatnot. And as I had said, losing weight, the whispering, and I'm like, mind your business. I couldn't talk about it. I was so embarrassed. I was so confused. I couldn't talk about it because it would make me so emotional. I just really, and that was the other thing. I was so doggone emotional. I'm like, what is wrong? I'm like, this is just not me. So it was just a whole embarrassing episode. The whole thing was just embarrassing. I just didn't understand why that was happening to me and what was happening to me. Well, this one particular day, my sales rep came in and, she got wind of what was happening to me. And she was one of those chatty patties. And she comes in and she goes, yeah, you need to do this. You need to do that. And every time I turn around, somebody was telling me you need to do this and you need to do that, because if you don't do this and you do that, you can die. I was already having those thoughts in my mind. I don't need nobody telling me that. That's why I wouldn't talk to nobody, because I don't want nobody telling me that, because I was already dealing with that in my brain already because of what was happening to my body. And honey, it put me in a tailspin and had my heart palpitating, and it completely stressed me out. Call 911, call oh my God, I was so embarrassed. Now, all my clients that are in the salon know what's going on with me. Like, just more drama. Just, what do you call it? More, insult to injury? Yes, that's exactly what it was. Insult to injury. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is terrible. And it's like, you want to go to the hospital? No. And then I just calmed down, took some deep breaths. And I started learning how to take deep breaths to calm down, to relax. And so that's what I did.